between 6 and 12. Huge.
Okay, what is the difference? Is a 12-year-old according to you a girl? You said you wouldn't agree your niece to get pregnant.
Dude, you should have seen me when I was. I'm a guy, yeah, but when I was 12, I was this tall. I was big. I probably could have taken down most 15-year-olds.
But the question is that
when I was
would
6,
you?
when I was 6
years ago, what was the legal age?
I agree.
Kid,
Listen,
my mom would cry if I lost
listen
my
to
mum.
this. Would your mom would have agreed for you to get married at 12, even though you're this big?
No.
Why no?
No.
Why no?
I told you.
Why no?
Scientifically speaking, probability wise, right? The odds of me being ready for marriage or sex at the age of 12.
Guys, you're disturbing the microphone here.
The odds of being
Because we can't hear 4 discussions.
The odds of me being ready for marriage or sex at the age of 12 are far higher than me being ready at the age of 9, and far, far higher than at the age of 6. In fact, I would say it's borderline impossible at the age of 6.
Okay.
And that is something that we should be able to agree
First
on.
and foremost, when you say marriage, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Entering into a monogamous relationship for life with a member of the opposite sex.
Okay. So basically, you didn't say sex. Why? Why you didn't say sex?
Marriage doesn't equal sex. What if a partner is
Exactly, thank you very much. But you're saying every question of yours, I agree, every question of yours when it came to Aisha was with regards to sex.
No,
marriage is annulable.
Have you realized that? Have you realized that?
No, but I also,
whether she's...
Uncle, I also asked you
what?
if a woman has to be mentally ready before she can be married. I did ask you that question as well.
Yes, I told you yes. Did I not?
We weren't talking about sex.
Did I not say yes?
I acknowledge the difference between the ages of 6 and 9 and the events that happened at both of those ages.
Yeah, for you to understand, what you're doing is you are now getting into anachronistic. You're judging something from 1400 years, the culture of that time, the period.
Of course, because
listen, let me finish my statement. You're judging it by today's standard.
Yes.
Yes, first and foremost, that is wrong. Because at that time, children as young as 14, 15 years old, they used to be the commanders in the army. Can you imagine a teenager today being a commander in the army?
I come from a Punjabi background, right?
But I'm talking about today.
One of the gurus was 7 years old.
I'm talking about today, not your guru's time. Yes? Your guru's time might be 600, 700 years old.
What I'm trying to say is I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so when you judge, when you judge a period of time, yes, and every Christian brings up the young marriage of Aisha. I know for you there is a moral problem because your liberalism doesn't allow you to. But as far as I know,
it's because I believe that morality is objective and you guys
so
believe
show me
it's
in your Bible
subjective.
what is the age of marriage.
But Hashim,
show me that. You don't have it.
You don't have saying that he's anachronistic in judging then by now.
By the way, are you a Christian?
No.
However,
what's that got to do with it?
It has a lot to do. Because for me, abortion is wrong, but for you it's okay.
But wait, Muhammad, well, you don't know what kind of person
I'm asking. Look, it's a very.
You told me you're an atheist.
in Africa today.
I didn't say that. I said I wasn't a Christian.
Are you okay with abortion?
Can I just say that?
Let me have one discussion.
Muhammad said,
bro, let's have one discussion. Okay. So
Muhammad says
let me ask you
at
this.
that time
According to what, I don't know, moral compass you're judging Muhammad's marriage?
Moral can't be objective. Moral means
Maybe not for you. Maybe not
You
for
believe
you.
morality is subjective?
yes. My moral compass is different to yours.
It's different, but I believe that there is a correct moral compass.
But if it
Muhammad
should be,
says
No, but
His
that's
opinion, your
at
opinion.
the time of the Prophet is the best
This is
Islam.
a good
the
argument
best
to have, actually.
It's true though. It's not
the best model.
Like you're saying,
I
it's
know,
not
no, but the thing is, you believe your morality is correct.
Yeah.
We're not obliged to marry young
In the
men.
same way, Hashim believes that Islam is correct. I believe Christianity is correct. It's because
No, but that's-
one of us is actually correct.
Okay.
There is a definitive.
You know, you.
There's a third answer because none of you are correct. What does it have to do? What it?
I mean, obviously, we would both disbelieve that answer, but I mean,
You know, if we get into another discussion now,
Sorry.
with a different ideology, obviously it's going to get even more lengthy.
Yeah.
That's the reason I asked you, what is the age of marriage which is considered moral according to your Bible, not according to your opinion?
there is a verse in the Bible, but honestly, I can't remember off the top of my head. There isn't a specific verse, but there is.
Is Paul
there is
speaking about deflowering a woman, a girl or something?
No.
Yes?
The Old
Are you aware of that?
It's in Ezekiel.
Are you aware of, not talking about the New Testament, why going to the Old Testament now? Hello? I'm surprised you went to the Old Testament. In your New Testament, is there any passage which talks about the age of consent and at what age?
Not that I can remember. Right
Okay, so on what basis are you judging Muhammad's marriage then?
now. Okay.
Based on your opinion?
Okay. Okay. How about this? Is pornography explicitly mentioned in either of our religions?
Yes.
Explicitly?
Yes.
No, as
Yes.
in video pornography. To go on your
No.
your
The term-
to go on
the term-
this and watch some pornography.
No,
right
you know,
now.
this is where you're, when it comes to the fact that you do not indulge in something which is reprehensible. Listen.
Some aspects of morality are implicitly implied. they're implicit.
Okay, show me the implicit verse then. Go on. Show me the implicit verse, please.
As in,
I didn't ask you explicit, did I? Show me even the implicit verse from any passage in the New
so
Testament.
are you saying every single potential sin or crime is explicitly or implicitly mentioned?
It should be. Because if God prohibits something, yes, then he should have explicitly told you that this is prohibited. If he has not done that, then it's nothing but your opinion.
God's opinion is one wife, one man, one woman.
There are lots of prophets who have lots of wives.
That's what Jesus
Okay,
said.
show me where Jesus says not to have more than one wife. He recommended one wife, which also the Quran does. But where did he say that you cannot have more than one wife?
Bro, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if Jesus did say you can't.
In fact, there are Jews who came to him and asked him what should happen to a man's wife.
Meaning he had
If he's
seven wives.
sorry, if he had what?
About 7 wives.
Yeah, if he has 7 wives,
Who's gonna be his
then
wife?
we'll be with him in the hereafter. And there are passages in the Old Testament where God actually tells David that if these wives are not enough, I'll give you more. So God himself is encouraging polygamy in the Bible.
No, you can't.
Okay? So anyway, you know there are 2 questions you were unable to answer. One is, will you judge based on the Bible? And because there is no punishment anywhere in the New Testament, you kept quiet. Second, I asked you about the consent
No, but
of
it doesn't-
age of consent of
It doesn't mean
marriage.
that those sins aren't still sins. It's implicitly implied. Because those sins required punishments in the Old Testament.
No, but the sin I asked you was was a repeat offender, a serial rapist. Okay? You cannot say a serial rapist.
there's no-
Even,
listen,
in fact,
I'm
you don't
telling
need to be religious
no,
to say
I'm
that
telling you,
a serial
there's no-
rapist needs to be punished.
Hashim, there's no explicit punishment mentioned for that crime.
Even
in the New
implicit.
Testament.
Even implicit. Show me what's the
The
punishment.
implicit is
mentioned.
do until others that you would do until
Yeah, but what
yourself.
is the punishment?
That's
That
the
is-
implicit.
No, that's
if
not a
you-
punishment.
So if you were X doing X crime, what crime? How
Oh,
would
say again, do unto
if
others.
you were
No, no,
doing-
say the
If
passage
you
again.
are an offender of sort, what would you
No,
want?
no, give me the passage again once more.
Oh, I have put the passage.
You
No,
did.
I'm not-
You said do unto others.
that you would do unto yourself.
Yes, but what is it about? It's about love.
Yeah.
It's not about
No,
punishment.
no. It's about everything.
It's about everything.
Also-
Love, respect,
so-
actions.
What about
etc.
something which is negative, like swearing
It
at
means
someone?
you should.
What do you do? You swear back at them?
You don't want
If
to-
someone slaps you, do you slap back at them? It doesn't work like that, my friend. That's why I said it's about love, because he took it out of context. He's an atheist.
No.
That's why I told him, please tell me the passage, because he's quoting the Bible without understanding the
But
context.
for example, if you say love each other as I loved you.
Exactly, that was a passage.
Yes, but what does love
Do not
imply?
twist it.
Your actions are.
Even though it's not the Quran, I don't want it to be twisted.
Your actions are indicative of your love or lack thereby.
Yeah, but we were not talking about the positive actions and the positive
But
treatment of your
therefore
fellow.
Your
I'm
negative,
talking.
your negative actions.
No, it's not
are-
negative.
are
To
indicative
punish
of your
someone
lack
is not
of love.
negative, my friend. To punish someone who deserves it is positive, in my book.
So that's love, right?
Okay? The only way you can actually excuse that person is if it was something excusable. For example,
No,
if
that
they
person is excused
listen.
eternally,
In
but-
Islam, one of the punishments for stealing is cutting off the hand. That might seem very harsh to today's standard. You know, I met actually a judge from Saudi Arabia. He actually worked, I don't know, for 20, 30 years. And I asked him, how many cases have you come across
You had to get someone's hand cut.
where somebody's hand was cut off? You know what he told me? And I was surprised. He told me none. And I asked him, really?
So in his time as a judge, there was no one that stole.
No, not that no one was stole. He told me that it is not that they did not steal. It is because the ruling to actually put this cutting off hand into practice, to manifest this punishment, is so stringent that no one met those 40 or more conditions that has to be met before the hands have to be cut off. So even though these
So you have to-
punishments
you
seem
have to
harsh,
you have to do more than just steal to get your hand cut off. There's 40 other
no,
conditions.
it's not only steal. It's not only stealing. It's in fact proving that he stole. The reason he stole.
Oh,
For example, if there
proving.
is a famine and somebody steals food, there's no punishment for that person, because that is one exception where they're allowed, which is circumcision, they're allowed to. And this is exactly what is practiced in the courts. They look at circumstantial evidence and they actually pardon people. But you see, in Christianity,
So
this,
stealing doesn't require the cutting off of a hand.
no, in
straight up.
stealing requires 40 conditions to be met for the hands to be cut,
It's
for the
not
hand to be cut off.
stealing if
Okay?
you do it in a family.
For the hand to be cut off.
So,
40
for example, the
conditions which are so
So the
stringent.
stealing in the famine, for example, is one of the 40.
Say again?
So stealing in the famine, for example,
No, stealing in a
one-
famine is an exception.
is an exception.
Okay? And this exception doesn't have
So
any
give me an
punishment.
example on the conditions.
I don't know. There are lots of, for example, the reason that the person stole, he should be off the right, what do you say? He should have the right reason and he should be in the right state of mind to steal. Or he might be someone who is just stealing, maybe he's not in the right state of mind. We can't blame that person because it's not his fault. Yes? That is one condition. Like I said, there are 40 and this is one of the least of it. Okay? So it's very difficult, some of these conditions, for it to be met.
Anyways, we're going, what's the second?
Okay. What I'm telling you is that, you see, in Christianity it's so easy for everyone to believe that it is okay for a human like Jesus Christ to be punished for the sins of others, who is innocent. Now this is a complete flip to what justice is.
We've had this argument
Yes,
times now.
Yeah, I know,
but
you talked about freedom of speech. You talk about justice.
Yeah.
But
I want you
to reflect upon the justice in Christianity.
Well, okay, let me finish on this.
Yeah, go on, finish it.
My main point that I wanted to make with freedom of speech was that in Islam, the way I see it is that Muslims have more rights than the non-Muslims.
More wives.
More rights.
More rights.
More rights.
You talk about multiple wives.
It's not fair.
That might also be true as well.
Are you guys jealous? I don't blame you.
Okay. You get multiple wives?
Well, I want one.
Your wife might be watching. Be careful, man.
I'm okay with one mother-in-law for now.
No, but that's the implication of the lower boundary of freedom of speech.
Sorry, what was your point again?
My point is that non-Muslims have less rights than Muslims.
Okay, give me one example. When non-Muslims have less right in an Islamic country.
Jizya is
Or
one.
we pay zakat.
They're not equivalent.
So how is it? How is it?
You pay zakat because of your religion. So if I'm not Muslim, why should I pay that same
So
tax?
you want to live scot-free in a country? And you're tax avoider.
You're missing the point here.
That is not a religious tax on you.
No, it's like taxing someone and not taxing someone else.
Okay.
Or imposing a different.
You're paying
here is
it.
the thing.
It's imposing a different tax on someone.
By the way,
just
you know the
because of their
zakat.
difference in
Listen.
ideology.
You know the zakat.
Yeah.
It is a form of tax.
No.
For your information, and I'll tell you why. You know, as a Muslim, I should actually be the one complaining because the
you pay more.
Why are you complaining? It's part of your religion. It's not part of mine.
Wait a minute.
So why are you
Wait
complaining?
a minute.
It's a discriminatory.
If you want to live in an Islamic country, do you have to abide by the law? Whose choice was it to live in that country? It's yours.
That's the state law. That's a different thing.
Well, what if you were born
Well,
there?
the state law is the Sharia, my friend. Thank you very much. So the Sharia states that the Muslims pay the zakat, which is in fact more than the jizya on the non-Muslim men only.
Yes.
You know the zakat is on the men and the women. And the men and the women, listen, the men are not free from their duty to take part in the military.
No, I'm aware of all
So
that.
they'll be conscripted.
Yeah.
But you, if you pay jizya, you're pardoned from the military duties.
Okay.
So don't shake your head there.
Now listen, the point
Still makes no sense.
The point that
If you look at it objectively, it might do. But because you have maybe some
objectively
prejudice.
fine. The point that you're missing is this: it's a deeper implication. Is that it's a discriminatory tax.
Why do you think it's discriminatory?
It's discriminatory.
Why is it
The
discriminatory?
definition of to discriminate is to treat someone differently, right? Therefore, it is by very definition discriminatory. It is a discriminatory tax applied to.
But I want to know why is it
It's
discriminatory?
not why.
Due to-
It's verb.
It's not why. It's a
No,
word.
because
It's a description.
you told me what is to be. Sorry,
If I treat
what is
you different to
discriminatory?
you, I'm
Obviously, because
discriminating. And
You're
if-
asking me to pay for a tax that I don't want to pay because it's not my religion, but it's
But
yours.
it's not your country. Who are you to dictate what you should pay or not?
If I'm deciding
The
between an
country-
apple and orange,
You're missing
I'm
the point.
discriminating.
No, you're missing the point. If you live in a country, you abide by the law. Simple as that.
Okay, but what if you were in one of the countries, for example?
If you're one of the countries where it is
If
not-
you were here,
Let me finish.
if you were here,
Yes.
and the government introduced a tax system where Muslims had to pay 10% extra, would that be discriminating or not?
Yes, it would be.
Brilliant.
Would it be?
Shall I
Would
tell
it
you-
be- would it
Well,
be
Can I respond to
discrimination?
that?
You're in a Christian country.
Oh, really? You believe this is a Christian country?
Majority Christian, yeah?
No, I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the constitution here. It's a Christian.
No.
So don't give me rubbish. Okay, the thing
not
is this.
giving you rubbish.
No,
He's
he
a
is
very good point.
because it is not the people who actually dictate how much tax you pay. It is the government, which this guy doesn't know about. He is using this argument because he has
Who puts
prejudice.
the government in that position?
We live in a democracy,
What's wrong with
mate.
you? If people vote, you
Direct
gotta vote
democracy.
To put
No, the Queen.
So
puts
now
the
you're
government.
talking about legislation.
The Queen puts
Okay.
the
That's something you won't have in Sharia law. You can't vote
No.
for anyone to put in there.
What
So
you're
if they
doing,
introduce
you're
a tax,
comparing apples and oranges now. The legislation dictates who pays
Why didn't you
and
just
how much you pay.
admit that jizya is an unfair tax system
No, it's not an
to
unfair tax.
non-Muslims?
No, it's not. If you think it's unfair, then it is
Everyone
very...
does.
No, not everyone. The people who don't understand do. Shall I tell you why? Are you saying that if you live in a Muslim country, you should not pay tax at all?
That's not a tax.
Can you please answer the
That's
question?
not a tax.
Can you answer the question?
What you're paying.
Oh,
is
you
to
were
do
just
with-
telling me it was an unfair tax.
It's a
Now it's not a
religious-
tax.
It's a
Seriously, the double standard.
It's a religious obligation on your part. So
No, I'm
if
talking about the
not Muslim,
jizya. Is that a tax?
What, you can call it tax, you can call it
What
what,
do you
want.
call it? What do you call it?
It's a tax.
That's what you call it.
No, I'm not talking about zakat. I'm talking about jizya. Let's see if this guy knows what jizya is.
Well, I know what jizya is, but you're
Is it
paying
a
it
tax,
because
yes
of your...
or no?
I don't care if it is or not. If you're asking
So what
me
is
to
it
pay
then? What is jizya according to you? I know zakat. You know what is zakat. I'm asking you what is jizya.
Zakat's in your religion, but
I'm
to
not
me,
about- I'm
or
not
to
about
him,
zakat, I'm
it'll
about
be,
jizya.
it'll be a tax.
Do you know what is jizya, my friend?
Well, you don't like tax.
The point
You
here.
know what I'm saying?
Who's gonna pay for the road?
He's trying to twist it.
No, I'm not
not
twisting. I'm
twisting
asking
it.
you a
He's
simple
twisting it. He's
question.
not.
What is jizya according to you?
Why do we have to pay it? If
You
you're
pay
not,
those-
you're not
the
Muslim,
tax
what do you
If you
have to
don't
pay?
even know,
The tax office
okay,
You're not answering the
one
question.
second, one second.
You're not answering
The
the
reason he doesn't even know what jizya, or he doesn't want to tell us, is because he doesn't know it.
Why do I
What
want
is
to know
jizya?
that? Why do I want to know that?
Because you
Why
talked
is that?
about
Why is that a
it.
big
You
problem?
brought it up. At least nobody talk about it.
Because it's a tax that non-Muslim people would have to pay.
What did he
in a-
say?
in a
Is that
Sharia-
what?
In a Sharia.
What did he say? It was
In a
a
Sharia.
tax.
He never said it's not a tax.
He's not listening.
He did. It's on camera.
He didn't say it's not
He
a
said
tax.
he
He
did.
said, he said he doesn't care what it is.
No, he
I
said it's
don't
not a
care
tax. Okay, so now we know we have established it's a tax. Now the next question is this: who legislates?
He knows what.
No,
The next question is this for you: who
so
legislates?
far off topic.
Who legislates paying of tax and how much?
You're running away from the main question.
No, I'm not.
Which
I'm
is,
bringing you to the main
I'm
point.
paying a tax
Yes.
that's not part of my religion, but I have to pay it because you're telling me to pay
Okay.
it.
First and
don't like
foremost,
tax.
Akhi, please.
What do you mean you don't like
One
tax? Who
minute.
likes tax? Do you
One
like
minute.
tax?
You know the
Who likes
reason.
tax?
The reason we want
I have
to
pay
tell
it.
him what jizya
You're
is
telling me
because he doesn't know what it
more
is.
because it's part of your religion.
And he's
Okay.
not part of that religion.
By the way, you know you
And
have
I'm not
just,
biased.
Why
What
should
should
you
I
say
pay
it?
it?
you know you have just committed a strawman argument. Who said it's a part of your religion, jizya? Huh? Who said jizya is a part of your religion?
Listen,
what's- what is-
By telling him to pay it,
Wait
you're
a minute,
telling him
wait a
that
minute,
it's
wait a minute. Who told you jizya is a part of your religion? You committed a strawman argument. Have you realized that?
No.
No?
No,
Because
I
you
have
said,
no idea
it's
what
not
you're
my
doing.
religion, why should I pay it? So he assumed that it's part of his
Regardless of
religion.
whether or not
Okay,
it's
now
a
here's the
straw
thing,
man. You
because
know
you
the
don't
point
know.
he was making.
No, it is a straw man. Because if you say
You're trying to
it is
muddy-
not part of my
muddy the water,
religion,
that's what he's
it
doing.
means you're assuming you're paying because it's part of your religion. So nobody said it's a part of your religion. The reason he pays jizya is because it's a protection. Are you listening? Okay. Jizya you pay because you live in a Sharia country and you pay jizya. By the way, today most of the Muslim countries, in fact, 100% of them don't require jizya. It's been done. It's something that they have pardoned the non-Muslims. Back then,
Brilliant.
you
That's
were
very good of
you were
It
offered.
doesn't change the fact that it's
no,
in the
no, no,
Sharia
no.
law.
I'll tell you why it's not good. Because back then,
Why it's not good?
I'll tell you why not. I'll tell you why not. Back then, if you pay jizya, your wealth and your life and your family's wealth and life were protected by the state.
The state shouldn't protect it regardless.
If you live in the state, do you not pay taxes regardless?
No, but you should pay your.
Well, I'm asking you.
Our taxes are based on our income, which means we are all treated.
No, not the
identically.
jizya.
I'm not talking about jizya. I'm talking about tax in this country.
Yeah, but we're talking about jizya. Let's
Hold
not
up,
mix it
man.
up now. Let's not mix it up.
No, I'm
You only
trying to
wanna
draw
talk
the
about-
contrast of why it's wrong.
What is wrong?
Okay. Jizya versus a normal tax here. We pay tax here. Relax, bro.
Normal tax based on your income.
Oh,
Let him finish. Let him finish. Go on, finish.
I can't remember what I was going to say now.
Yeah, you were
I
saying.
beg you be quiet.
You were saying about the tax.
Relax, man.
The tax is based on the income. Is that what you were saying? It's only okay. That's it.
You're
Let's have one
complaining
discussion.
about paying something lower, a lower tax.
By
Thank
the
you
way,
very much.
okay,
There you go. The man explained
why,
in one line.
why is it discriminatory?
Okay, listen, taxes here are based on our income.
Exactly.
Not
You
know
on
what
our
he's
religious
complaining about.
belief.
I agree.
Not on something by choice.
I agree.
It's based on something that's given to us.
Okay, so now you're comparing this with what? With Islamic Sharia?
Now, jizya is based on a belief or lack of belief.
Yeah, no, belief.
You
The
can't-
belief, not the lack of belief.
Okay, I'm saying, you are treating non-Muslims differently based on their religious belief. You can't do that. You can't treat people differently based on their belief.
Okay, now this is based on the Bible or the secular opinion?
Man, bro,
Because
you talk about
every
Islam, you draw everything back onto the
Yes.
Bible.
Do you know
I'm
why?
talking
Do you know
about
why?
Islam.
Do you know
You
why?
should be able to justify Islam
No,
without attacking the Bible.
I'm not attacking the
if it's
Bible.
correct
Oh my
ideology.
God, I'm not attacking the
Not even
Bible.
drawing a comparison.
You know why? You know why I'm asking this question
You're
to
using
you?
the Bible as like
Listen.
this benchmark.
Have you not realized that everything that you take an objection with Islam is based on your liberal opinion rather than the Bible? This is the point I'm trying to drive with you.
Yeah.
And this is not only you. Every
wonderful,
Christian.
but
Wait.
you've avoided the
Listen.
question
No, I'm going to
absolutely
answer.
brilliantly then.
I'm going to answer. Who said I avoided? I'm going to answer that point.
Most
Hold
definitely
on, hold on. You already judged me before I answered.
I'm not judging. I'm
You
judging
have,
based on what
you
I'm
have,
listening
because you said I avoided the answer. Okay, here's the thing. In Islamic Sharia, you pray, guys, listen to this, very important point. In Islamic Sharia, the Muslims, if you guys want to have a discussion, have it. Because then we get confused what we're talking about. In Islam, yes, every male and every female who can afford it, they have to pay the zakat. And this is a percentage of their savings. Not of the income, not of the earning, but of the savings. Because you can be a multi-billionaire. Yes, you can earn a lot of money in 1 year and maybe earn nothing. But you still have like hoarded a lot of gold in your little bank or whatever, Swiss account or whatever it is. In Islam, that person has to pay tax zakat every single year.
What's zakat for? Who does it go to?
It goes to the poor people. There are actually 8 categories of people to whom it goes to. That is one of them. It goes to 8 categories. One of them, the main one, is to the poor people. The other categories are people who have accepted Islam.
It's charity,
so it's not for
protection.
protection. It's not for protection.
Wait. No. It's not for protection. Who's always for protection?
Lovely. So jizya is for state protection.
Yes.
And the Muslims get state protection for no fee whatsoever.
Can I finish?
That is lovely.
Can I finish?
You made my point.
You have done it. You have done it again. You have done it again. Before I finish my point, you
Explain it to him.
You judged.
I have every right to judge on what you
No, but you
just said.
should.
finish.
You should let me finish.
Sure.
You should let me finish.
Go on, finish your point.
Let me ask you something. The Muslims pay zakat, which is a percentage of their income, and this is applicable to both men and women. Now contrast this. Now this is the important bit. Contrast this with the jizya. Yes. By the way, those who pay zakat, they are also obliged to join the army if the state requires of them. Right. Okay. Now look at the jizya. The jizya, there is actually a fixed amount. I think it was less than £100 or something. By today's value, maybe 1 gold dinar or something, which is a gold coin at that time. So it doesn't matter how rich you are. You could be a multi-billionaire and you pay that upper limit and that is it. Secondly, it is not required of the women in your family or the children in your family, and it's not required of anyone who's poor.
With respect, it's all irrelevant information.
No, it is not irrelevant. For you, maybe it is. The people who take objection to jizya, they need to know this.
I don't take objection.
No. I want to show you that who really should be complaining in Islam between jizya and zakat. Who should really be complaining? The Muslims.
Both.
No, the Muslims pay more.
You pay more and we pay for something.
Hold on. The Muslims pay more. Yes.
Yeah.
The Muslims are obliged to take part in the army. The Muslims are the ones who have to pay even for the women folk, or the women who are working, even they have to pay. But you see, the jizya, it's only the rich men who pay. They are not obliged to work to basically take part in the army, yes, or be conscripted in the army. They are protected by the law of the country. Anything that happens to them is now the direct accountability of the caliph. Now wait. Are you telling me that if these people who are the non-Muslims, yes, should they pay any tax at all?
You're making an excellent sales pitch for introducing jizya.
Yeah, I tell you, it's
brilliant.
Fantastic.
You almost make me think, damn, I'd like to pay the jizya.
No, but you would have to if you were living in a Muslim country, whether you like it or not.
I thought only rich people.
So, you know,
Are you rich?
No, by no means.
Okay, then you don't have to worry about it.
Not yet.
But do you not see the difference between zakat and jizya? Who should really be complaining? Do you think the Muslims should be complaining that the non-Muslims get a really compared to the non-Muslims, they're getting a really unfair treatment? So it is in fact the Muslims.
It's not about whether it's good or bad. The fact of the matter is, you're paying his zakat because it's one of your 5 pillars of your religion.
Yes.
If he's not Muslim, zakat's nothing to him. So
I
why
agree.
should he pay it?
I agree. Who
You
said-
can dress it up and tell me how great it is, how poor I am, how I go in the army. That's irrelevant.
It's all irrelevant.
You're
By the
bringing
way, who said he has to pay zakat? I don't know what you're on about. Why should he pay zakat?
No.
What's jizya?
Jizya, sorry.
Not zakat. What have you been listening all this time?
So it's the equivalent for non-Muslims.
It's not equivalent.
Yes, it is.
You see, the reason I wanted to drive this point.
Why did we get to, let me ask you this.
The
why
reason
did we
he
get
did not listen to a single word I
He
said.
listened to everything, but like I said,
He did not,
How do
because
you
if he
know?
did, then he
You
wouldn't
have
have
to
asked this question.
No, because his point addresses
What?
the core root.
What?
of
What
it.
is the core root?
You dressed it up, you gave all this brilliant sales pitch on it. That's lovely, it's excellent.
What
wonderful.
sales pitch? It wasn't a sales pitch.
Yes, it was.
It is to show you.
Oh, it's how good it
Are
is.
you a freeloader?
The reason.
Then in a society where you're living, you have to pay.
You're missing the main argument.
If you're a freeloader,
non-secular government.
You said 2 minutes ago, yeah?
Was that?
It matters whether it's a secular or non-secular state.
It is very.
That's all it found.
No, it doesn't matter.
No, that's all it's
Our
down
money
to.
as well.
No, he said it goes to charity. There's 8 different things.
8 different.
You're religious.
No, no.
Exactly.
But hold on. Hold
So
on.
my money
Hold on.
is paid to fix the roads.
And
for you to
our money
drive
as
on.
well.
No,
Exactly.
Your money's going to charity.
No.
So in paradise, you get fucking reward for it. Well, what do I get?
Wait.
Oh, we go hell.
To him.
Wait.
Exactly.
By the
I'm
way-
burning barbecued in hell, mate.
By the way, are you worried about the afterlife?
No, I'm not. But that's a good view.
Then why are you worried about what's going to happen to your charity in the afterlife?
No,
What a dumb
You're
point.
missing the
We're
point.
trying
No,
to-
that's the dumbest point ever.
This is
It
all you
wasn't a
do.
dumb
All
point.
you do is
No,
brush over
Because
the
the thing is this, like he asked you, do you want to pay anything to the government when you live under it?
Do I want to?
Yes.
No.
Okay, but if the government requires of you, what do?
I have to pay it.
Or
Face the punishment according to the law of the land I live in.
or there's one more option.
Leave.
Exactly.
Oh, lovely. So,
So
if
now
you
the
were-
question
if
is
you
this.
were born in a territory conquered by the Ottoman Empire,
Yeah.
you just I don't know, get up and walk thousands of miles and leave. So you
No,
don't
you
pay
don't.
jizya. Oh, so your only
You
option is
don't.
to pay the
So
jizya.
you pay the minimum jizya,
Yeah.
which is really not unfair if you ask me, for living under the protection state.
Again, it's irrelevant. I
Why
still
is it
have to-
irrelevant?
It's irrelevant whether or not it's fair, whether or not it's a large amount, small amount, etc.
No, it's very relevant. Because mainly when it comes to finance and monetary things, it is always the amount you
At
pay.
least you need to know there's a cap.
People will not complain that if you have to pay tax every year,
Chill, man.
if you have to pay only £1 tax in this country every year, trust me, no one will
I
complain.
can't hear, man. I've got two
But when you have to pay more, then only you complain.
Tell him to be quiet.
Okay, so now, look, I still don't know, your objection is like, why do the Muslims pay zakat and why do the non-Muslims pay?
This was one
This is
example
not
when we were talking about
discriminatory,
human rights.
if you ask me. The discriminatory would be if they were unfairly treated after
I'm on
paying the
the dictionary
jizya.
definition
You're
of
selling,
discrimination.
you're selling the features and benefits of that particular tax.
Yes.
But the end point is,
Is what?
it's a religious-based tax.
No, it's not religious.
You went to
It is not religious.
Based on the economy of the ruler.
It is not religious tax. Who told you
When you
that?
pay your 5%, it goes
No,
to charity.
it's a protection.
Listen.
If you want to just translate it, it's more of a protection money for you.
Hold on. You're saying it's not
Yes.
discrimination.
If you live in a country,
wait.
if you live in a country, you pay certain things that come on the tax, unless you want to be a freeloader, like you said.
Chill. Okay, listen. Discrimination.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Ridiculous.
Huh? Yes.
Listen, you said that you don't think it's discriminatory, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Discrimination is treatment or consideration of, or making a distinction towards, a person based on a group, class, or category to which the person is perceived to belong.
Absolutely.
Uncle, the jizya tax is the very definition of discrimination, regardless of its features, regardless of whether or not it's less or more. It is the very definition of discriminatory.
Okay. When you read the dictionary definition, did you take the context into account?
Why is it?
Because you know, if I'm
God,
going,
help me.
Okay, listen. If I'm going to use that definition,
upon what he
let's
said.
say that you guys all believe in human sacrifice.
You know what? Just
No, wait. According to the definition of human sacrifice, anyone who believes that a human has to be sacrificed to atone their sins, then they believe in human sacrifice. So all Christians are pagans. You know, if you go without context, this is what we do. But the reason you only abide by the dictionary definition, the reason you go based on secular definition, is because based on your faith, you have no grounds to
You would
stand
have
on.
far better luck saying that it is discrimination, but it's a form of positive discrimination. You could actually potentially
But I
make a
don't
case
consider it
that.
as discrimination. If any discriminatory objection was there, it will be the Muslims who will be doing it.
Your judgment on the word discrimination.
It will be the Muslims, but I told you to take the context into account as well. Otherwise, all Christians believe in human sacrifice.
I genuinely enjoy talking to you a lot of the time.
No,
You
but
make
you're
very
not
good
listening
points
to
and
him.
thought-provoking points, but you are really cocking up badly.
No, listen,
I think you are taking away the context from the discussion. And that is a very bad thing to do
you work in
a
this
logical
society?
debate.
Do you
Do I
work?
No,
Yes.
I'm a student.
Okay, I used to have a
Do you pay your loans? Do you pay interest on your loans?
I haven't started earning enough to pay my loans back.
when you
Exactly,
work,
but you are required to, right? When you start earning that much.
HM revenue will come behind you.
You get arrested.
Is that-
you get arrested. You get your door kicked in.
Is that-
If you don't pay for your tax,
Is that
you get your door kicked in.
I never get my door kicked
If
in.
you live in an Islamic society,
Look, try to pay your tax and just wait for about a couple of months. and see what happens to your door.
I think what
Could
No, this is
anyone
why we
tell
say
me
no.
when I'm not paying my taxes? When I said I'm not going to pay my
You
loans?
get in jail. You know
Why you don't want to
what?
pay in the Muslim society the tax is required from you?
actually you already paid
Because
tax.
it's discriminatory and you're not paying it, so why should I?
Okay, okay.
Why you, according to your definition of secularism, not even your faith, but one minute. According to your definition of secularism, you might consider it discriminatory. Just like according to your definition, wait.
According to the definition
Hold
of
on,
discrimination,
hold on,
I
hold on,
consider
hold
it
on, hold on.
discrimination, not my secularism.
Hold on. Was it discriminatory for Mary to get pregnant without her consent?
Nice.
Without her consent? No, based on discriminatory, he's saying according to his definition, it's discrimination. I think to make a 12-year-old pregnant without her consent is far worse than any discrimination. Do you agree? Do you
Are
agree?
you saying it's discrimination to me?
Well, it is to Mary, who took her consent that she has to be pregnant at the age of 12. No one. You see what I mean? The reason you judge everything based on liberalism and not Christianity is because
unbelievable.
it's not.
You changed the subject completely.
I had to in order to make
had
you
to.
realize
You
because you guys were going in circles. Sometimes you have to strike where you are not looking at the logic behind the discussion.
Is your tax based on
No,
your
no,
religion
no.
or
That's
not?
not the issue.
Are you? Why are you worried? You're not even in an Islamic state. So what are you worried about? If you don't like Islamic State,
So
you
we're
can always move
discussing
away.
something.
Yes.
So what?
So
if
now,
you-
because you
you
come
just
with the
stop
argument,
there.
it's like, why are you
Listen,
worried about it
They're not
anyway?
here now,
You
so don't worry
have, you
about
have three options. You have either to pay the jizya, if it's implied, like I said, today in other Muslim countries, expect of it. In fact, most of the Muslim countries until recently was completely tax-free. So you take 100% of your wages home.
Wonderful. Brilliant.
Are you complaining?
Now wait,
Your
based on
point?
that,
What's the point?
the point, you said brilliant because there's no tax to be paid. Wait, 1 second, wait. Now wait, okay, please. If you want to talk, you can always talk because I get confused when so many people are talking. Now, based on that, if you were in a Muslim country who had no tax to pay, when they come to this country, would they say, oh, you got being discriminatory? Because my country doesn't require any tax to be paid, but yours does. Does he have the right to say your country is discriminating? Can you please, do you understand the logic behind this?
This is the point. This is you missing.
What missing?
You're completely missing the point.
What point?
Taxes here are not based on your belief, which is not objectively provable. It is based on your income, which is objectively provable and verifiable, and therefore fair, and to tax people at different rates.
You think tax is fair in this country? Seriously? What do you know about taxes in this country that you think is fair?
The 40%,
Do you know?
the 40%
Do you know
upper
who?
bracket,
Do you
for
know who
example.
actually avoids the most tax? The richest in this country.
Okay, but then we're talking
and
about
and
taxes.
wait, and corporations like Apple and Google and all, they have their accountants. So please don't tell me it's fair. Okay?
It's never fair.
My friend, your objective fairness, which you just thought, you had no clue about the
No,
taxes in this
no.
country.
I didn't say it's objectively fair.
Okay,
I
so
never said that.
In
I never said that.
In what case is it fair?
I
Then?
said there's a stark difference between taxing people based on their income and taxing people differently based
But
on
it's
their
not
religious
based on income.
belief.
Who told you it's based on income?
That's what you want to
What?
No, now currently.
No, I'm
Taxation-
talking about currently as well.
Is taxation in the United Kingdom based on your income?
In theory, yes. In practice, no. Do you understand that point?
We're talking about theory.
No, we are not about.
Ignore
No.
practice.
Practice is the
Ignore
most.
practice.
Okay, ignore the practice of jizya.
You are talking
Because the Muslim countries don't actually require it. Ignore it. Come on, let's ignore it.
Is for secular society, and Hashim's argument is in a Muslim society, non-secular, that is
A requirement of the state.
yeah, required by Sharia.
Exactly.
That is the law. But it may be discriminatory in your definition, which is fine, absolutely. You're putting a load on discriminatory. It's still saying there's a difference between you and you. That's fine.
No, but he's saying discriminatory based on you're comparing apples and oranges. Do you realize
You're
that?
saying Sharia is discriminatory.
No, it is what it is.
You're comparing apples
Whether
and
it's fair or
oranges
not.
because what you're doing is you're looking at a secular, non-religious country, and you're comparing its laws. Listen. You're comparing its laws to that of the Muslim country's laws.
different ideology.
Yes, and that's the reason I'm saying you're the one actually missing the
I
point.
think the point is you don't actually understand the
No,
concept.
I do. Because your
Summarise.
discrimination is
Summarise.
based on your
If you're not a
worldview.
Muslim living in a Sharia law society, you won't get fair treatment. Simple as that.
Yeah,
What if you were a Muslim?
If you are not,
Oh, how is it unfair? Tell me.
how?
He made a point. Let's say
We've
he's
been discussing it for the last hour.
Which part of that was unfair?
You're paying a religious-based tax.
Still a tax.
You need to pay because it's part of your religion, but I have to pay because
Because someone
It's not my religion.
No, because somebody contacts you in that country.
No, but
Yes.
Fire brigade,
Unless
police,
you want to be a freeloader.
ambulance.
do you not need protection then?
I do.
So what?
why?
I do.
So why do they call it? Why do we just call it tax and make it fair for
Do you know-
everyone?
do you know-
And me and you pay the
listen,
same thing. Why do you have to pay zakat to go to
Why shouting? Calm down.
to get a word in? So
You
why
get
do
a word
you,
in, you don't have to shout. Calm
so
down.
what? So you're paying a tax or a zakat, whatever you want to call it, which is part of your religion. Yeah. I have to pay that. Not
No,
because
you
I
don't
want-
pay zakat. You don't pay zakat.
I'm paying a tax.
You're paying jizya, which is not zakat, and it's not based on
Jizya.
your
What,
religion.
what is jizya in English?
Jizya is not an English term, it's an Arabic term. Jizya in English would be roughly translated as the Ahl Kitab, the people of the book who have to pay. So now I wouldn't call it.
What would you call it?
I would call it.
Let's call it
in the
modern
case-
term,
in-
tax.
there is no modern term for jizya because the countries
no
today.
issue. We have no issue with it.
Is that poll tax? Can I
Poll tax.
Okay, man, let Ali make a point.
Can I just add a few?
Everybody else
No,
did.
no, Ustaz, he made a very valid point.
No, go
But
on.
this is a scenario between Umar bin Khattab and a Jewish man. Yeah, okay. Umar was passing. Umar, you know Umar bin Khattab?
I don't know.
You don't know him, yeah?
The second Khalifa.
Second Khalifa of, yeah. Okay. He was passing by a Jewish man, an old man, yeah. Okay. And he found the man begging. And Umar touched the old man and asked him whether he was a Christian or a Jew. Yeah. So he asked the man, "Are you a Christian or a Jew?" The man said that he was Jewish. The blind man further said to that he begged in the day so he could provide for himself in the daily needs, for his food and to pay the jizya. Yeah? Look what Umar ibn Khattab said. To which of the people of the book do you belong? He said, I am a Jew. Responded the blind man. Umar took him by the hand, led him to his own house, gave him something from it, food, and then sent him to a keeper of the treasury with this message. See this man, so this is a letter that he wrote to the man, yeah? See to this man and his like, for we have not done right if we devour their youth and neglect their old age. The religious tax is for the poor and the needy. The poor are the Muslims, the needy are the Christians and the Jews, yeah? He freed the man from paying the jizya,
Why the
yeah?
needy, the Christians and the Jews?
That's what it says. I don't know why they said that.
That's
But
why
what,
the rulings
what,
should
what,
be paid to.
No, I'm just saying, why is the word needy being specifically applied?
I don't
Why
know.
are there no needy
No.
Muslims?
No. He's saying the
poor-
needy. The needy.
The poor are the needy.
No,
Poor are the
No,
needy.
but you
No,
said
the needy of the Jews and Christians. They could be needy of the Muslims. They could be needy of the
okay, so needy wasn't being specifically applied.
No. So what I'm trying to say is this.
Poor amongst them.
What I'm saying is, if it was discriminatory, like you're saying, yeah, Umar ibn Khattab would never grab him by the hand, would have never took him to his house. He would have said, "Oh, you're a Jewish man." Yeah. The most he would have done is, "Okay, don't pay the tax." Yeah. But the thing that you need to understand, this is the same aspect with the Sharia law. When people come and say to us, "Oh, you guys can stone to death and cut the hand of the thief," we're like,
Ali,
"Look."
is right to stand over there?
No, you cannot tell me where to stand, yeah?
Do
Okay.
it
No,
now.
you cannot tell me.
Get over it now.
Okay, all right. Sorry, guys, we have this relationship. Before
I know, he's a joker, man. I like him,
you call my friend a joker.
man. In a good way, man. Don't worry.
So basically, if it's not discriminatory in that aspect, you get what I'm trying to say? Because at the end of the day, when lands are being conquered, so for example the Romans, when the Romans would conquer lands, they believe me, people would love if the Romans came and said, we will spare your life.
Listen,
If I can finish my point.
very quickly.
Yeah. Why very quickly? Go on, break.
I'm going to forget my point. Then, bro.
Okay, remember in your head, just repeat in your
Don't
head.
worry.
Write it on your phone.
Good. Okay. Now, the Romans, and the other empires, they would never give this. They would never ever give this option, So the Muslims, of course, kill them, ransack them. Trust me.
No option of jizya.
Believe me, if we brought the Christians and the Jews who lived out the Islamic state, at that time here, okay, they would say we would rather live there and pay 1 dinar, than come here and pay 40% tax. So the issue is now, have you ever lived in an Islamic state before?
I haven't.
Okay, should we go and look at people who have lived in an Islamic state and see what they say? Should we do that? Because you know why? Because
It's not part of the argument.
We had it in
You're
Syria. It
broadening
wasn't
a whole
great.
argument.
No, sorry. But there
Is
you
that
go.
in Syria, what?
You had in Syria, you're right, because that's not Islamic state. That's
Well, what is the next?
Which Syrian
They call-
emperor?
So
which Syrian emperor imposed jizya?
Okay, one second.
What country right now?
They call
What country right now would you define
Apparently
as?
there isn't a pure Sharia law in the whole world.
None of the countries today impose jizya.
No, one second.
No,
Okay.
what's an Islamic state is the
And this
question.
is this
Oh,
is
Islamic
look,
State?
what you said there, my friend.
Saudi
is
Arabia,
the
for
very
example.
reason
Saudi Arabia.
that
Kuwait,
you
for
should
example,
cut
they
down
rule
on
by the
TV
Islamic Sharia.
and read it, yeah. Because
So you make the assumption that I watch TV?
No, if you don't watch TV,
I haven't watched
do not
TV
know
for
who
like
watches TV.
certain
The
parts
only
of
thing I
you.
watch on TV is football. That's it.
One second.
Listen, there's enough information out there for you to go and get whatever you need to get from lots of different sources without watching TV. You just stand there, listen, you can say what you want to say, yeah? What we were talking about originally, that tax is unfair on
It's not
No,
unfair.
you can't say
It's
that.
not
Just admit to
unfair.
it, that's it.
We told you many
Can I
times
just
not
ask one
unfair.
clarification that jizya is the tax for the people of the book?
Yes.
What do the atheists pay?
Oh, they get killed.
I want to know the
They're dead
answer. I
before
want
they
to
can pay.
genuinely know the answer.
It's a good question,
Thank you.
but I don't have the knowledge.
You don't have the knowledge.
come
This
on,
is Sharia
bro.
law.
I repeat,
Whoa,
I
you
re-
should watch
I re-
TV.
I repeat again.
Maybe you'll get the.
I repeat again. I'm not going to come here and talk about matters I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah? Thank you.
Hashim.
Okay, now,
Hang
one
on.
second.
No,
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 Wait,
Let him finish his point before he
I'm
forgets.
trying to make a point. Yeah, okay. So to laugh at someone that doesn't know something is a bit silly and a bit childish. You know why? Because I'm not going to
you're
pretend
not
I know
laughing.
something
You know.
that I don't know.
But you,
I was
you
asking
just,
Hashim.
you just took the piss out of me for watching TV 2 minutes ago.
Yes, you do. Okay, how do you know Islamic State is Syria? Sorry? How did you find out Islamic State is Syria?
How did I find out?
How did you have a dream, a vision like Paul had when he was going to Damascus?
No, because I know people that travelled to Syria and came back.
Okay, so you know people.
Let
that,
him finish
who
and
do you
make
know
the
that-
point.
One second. Who do you know he went? Because that sounds a bit dangerous. You know people that travelled to Syria and came back.
What, so everyone in Syria is a terrorist? Is that what you're saying?
No. You
So
said
why
you
why
know people
so why are you saying
who've
that
gone
then?
to Syria. What have they gone to Syria for?
They've got family there that originally from Syria, that's
There's
why.
a war happening in Syria.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you.
So it
so-
is-
They didn't specify when they went there.
One second. One second.
Okay, by the way, they need an answer to the question about.
Syria was before that.
You're not answering my question.
Ali,
You
listen,
said-
I
you said-
asked 5 minutes
you
ago
said
to get
Islamic
word and you said you're
Okay,
finishing.
speak while you
What was
said-
your question, Manuel?
You said my question was, have you lived in an Islamic state?
Oh, I see,
He
okay.
said no. I said, should we go to the people in history who have lived under it and see what they say?
You got a time machine?
And then you came and said,
You have a
yes,
time
yes,
machine?
kind of.
Dig
yes.
them up?
No, better than that. Yeah. Okay.
Better than digging them up.
Yes. Sorry.
Would you like to live under
Okay, by the way,
100%.
Ali,
100%.
Ali,
100%.
Ali, he would, because nothing will happen to him.
No. You would love to live in. Should I tell you something? Let's look at
Oh,
Jewish people.
Bro, allow
mate.
preaching, man.
You
Allow
were
preaching.
broadening this when there was more
Okay.
You
focus.
can look. You can call
really.
it preaching.
But you're coming
preaching,
in,
Monologues
you're
of
broadening.
let's answer that previous question. the one they asked.
We have
Even
a
Hashim wants to let us have a word.
No, you asked the question, what happens to
Atheists.
the non-people of the book
Yeah.
and non-Muslims? So there's two different opinions on this. One, at that time when they used to have wars against each other, the pagan Quraysh and so on, no, it wasn't that. There are two options. One option, that they actually accept Islam. If they disagree to accept Islam, listen. If they disagree to accept Islam, they have the right to migrate. If
They have the right to migrate.
Wait, well,
That's a right.
well, it's better than what the Christians gave them.
Yeah, so it's a men, women, and children.
So,
better than
go to
the,
our religion or F off. What's the third one?
the third, by the way, it wasn't F off, it was migrate.
Yeah.
Like I said, do not use your logic.
attacks them.
Okay? The third option was, if they still insist, then they should fight.
Fight.
Yes.
Fight
Oh wow,
what?
so they can't just.
Now wait. Now the final
And that's
bit.
not discriminating.
The final.
No, yeah, let's not forget,
Guys,
that's
wait a
not
minute. I still haven't
discriminatory.
finished. The final bit, like today's governments, they have the right to now abolish the jizya if they want. Not abolish in the sense that completely say that it is haram or anything, but they have the right to say no, we don't require jizya because we are self-sufficient maybe. And they have the right today. Many of the Muslim countries have now allowed Hindus. You go to Gulf countries, thousands of Hindus there. Yes, hundreds of thousands who are not people of the book. So now it is also up to the ruler to allow them to stay in the country without any penalties.
But they have the choice. So,
Why not?
wait.
Why you guys are quiet now?
The
Why
ruler,
you guys are quiet?
the ruler has the choice.
talk about
The ruler
what?
has the
Because
choice.
I gave you
to
four
emigrate.
options. What were you, which part were you shocked about?
Because none of those options were just like, oh, you're a human being, you can live. Yeah.
Oh, so now you go back.
You know,
Wait.
I mean, what's wrong
What do
with
you
that?
think?
It's the same in the UK, right? You're a human being, you can live here.
What do you think was the fourth point?
Why?
Because if you're working, you have to pay tax.
Yes.
Of course, but not a discriminatory tax.
It's not a discriminatory.
That
We
varies
told you
based on
already.
your belief.
By the way, I gave you the fourth option.
Ali, genuinely.
Something, you're living in a fairy
No, wait, Ali.
one's living in a
You said it was.
It's just that I
Wait,
don't think-
you said it was
wait.
inhuman. I want to know from the fourth option what was inhuman.
What was the fourth option?
The fourth option, the ruler decides who wants to live and not.
Because it's
without
up to the
imposing
ruler.
any
It's
punishment.
up to the ruler, not
Without,
the human
of course.
being. The human being should have
So
the
the
right
ruler
to decide
could
whether-
Who do you think legislates the laws?
But Hashim, the ruler could say
actually don't-
you have
they
to
get a
emigrate.
vote.
Sorry?
The ruler
No.
could say you have to fight
The
to
ruler hasn't
emigrate.
voted
Yeah,
in
of course they
anything.
can never vote.
In
The
the ruler,
just there.
I'm saying in the fourth
Totalitarian
option,
regime.
in the fourth option I gave you,
have a choice.
it is no different to a normal,
A
sorry,
totalitarian,
like UK.
a totalitarian dictator tyrant that has not been voted in. That
He's
was
never
not
gonna get
forced in.
Oh, now you're changing the topic about democracy.
No,
Wow.
no. I'm showing
Wow.
that.
The ruler decides.
I'm
it's
sorry.
not-
By the way, you as a Christian have to obey that totalitarian according to your book, the book of Romans. Do you remember
It
that?
doesn't make him morally right, though.
Well, your Bible
It makes
says
my
so.
action morally right.
So your
following
Bible,
him.
you're going against your Bible. You said, you know, your Bible says if you do not agree with that ruler of that country, you are opposing God Himself.
Yes, but when did I say
So what,
that?
so
When
what
did
is
I
your
say I was-
so what is your verdict? You said this is a totalitarian dictator. You
go back
have
to
no
what you said.
choice according to your Bible but to follow that
I
totalitarian
genuinely don't
dictator.
think you guys know the definition of discrimination. I don't think
No,
you
I
know
think
where it
you
applies.
you
I don't think
you don't know the
what
difference
is
between
it.
comparing a religious legislation to a liberal legislation. You don't have a clue about the difference between the two. That's the reason you're comparing apples and oranges all the
Can I
time.
just clarify?
Yeah,
Are
please
you,
do.
would you rather live under Sharia law?
Yes.
So if you were accused of a murder,
Yeah.
would you rather be tried under
Sharia law.
Sharia law.
Sharia law, yes.
100%.
Do you
Yes.
think,
1 billion
do you think there'd be a better chance of justice?
Yes,
Absolutely.
100%.
Why is that?
No, wait. Before we answer that, what makes you think it is injustice?
Because British law.
No, about the Sharia law. Forget about the British
No,
law.
because
You assume that it is unjust compared to what British law? Now tell me one reason why you think it is unjust.
Because in British law.
No, not British. You said
I'm
the
trying to answer
Sharia
your
is
question.
unjust.
Explain.
To answer your question.
Okay, go on.
You've got a jury, you've got an independent judiciary
And you think we
system.
don't?
Hang on.
Wait, let him answer.
You've got, thank you. You've got a barrister to defend yourself. You've got 12 members of the jury who form an independent opinion, and it says independent and as fair as it possibly can. It's not perfect, but it's as fair as it possibly can be. Can you maybe educate me how Sharia law is fairer than a trial in
Before
the UK?
we educate, that's fine.
Let me know.
That's fine. Before we educate you,
Yeah.
have you already assumed it is unfair?
No, I'd like to ask you
No,
the question.
I totally understand, but I want an answer to this question. Have you already
I haven't made
assumed?
any assumptions right now. I'm open for you to persuade me why the Sharia law system.
But you see,
just answer the question.
yeah, I will.
Thank you.
If you had asked that question at the very beginning, then I would have had no problem. But your question was this: would you rather be tried under Sharia or under the British law?
That's a short.
So no, it is an assumption.
No, it's a
It is
short.
an assumption. Okay, first and foremost, you said it is a fair. It is a fair trial. Yes, I remember the trial of O.J. Simpson. We all do, don't we? Yes, the jury, the judge, and wait, I'm talking.
I'm talking about British law,
don't know if I was
not
right.
American law.
How is different is
I
it?
tell you
How different is it?
No, but okay. You
How different is it?
No, you're
Are
laughing.
you telling me the jury and the judge and the solicitor
Don't hear the
cannot be
answer.
both?
No.
Are you telling me they cannot be both?
Can you just take us through the Sharia
Do you
law
mind if I
process?
answer instead of you?
Everything's open to
Let
some
me answer
side.
it.
You got a lot of people
Let me answer it. Look,